Hello. Happy now. Staying hydrated, and also can we just talk about how there's a rainbow right there? Makes me happy. So there is a full moon on Tuesday, and it is a full moon in Pisces, and I have Pisces in my third house, which is your house of communication. And man, I am really loving this full moon energy. I just feel like there is this culmination happening, and in full moons it's a time to release. And for me personally, I think it is releasing the belief that one way is the way to do things. I think it's this coming together as a whole, as a collective, as just humanity, rather than these separate groups that we have put ourselves in. And I know that we've done that because that is what you do. You build a tribe, you protect your tribe, but the problem is we've left people out. We've left people out in the cold. And for me, my religion is love. And that resonates so deeply with me. I feel like religion itself has become this entity that has created hierarchies, and if you don't believe this, then you're not right. And there have been wars because of religion, and how is that even a thing? Like, it confuses me so much. And I think that as humans, at our core, we want to love and we want to receive love. And even in religion, it's been like, you have to obey these commands, and it's like it disconnects you from your truth, from what's true to you. And even going all the way back to the Me Too movement, that was about women coming together and standing up and saying, hey, you don't get to treat us this way anymore. And Black Lives Matter should not have ever become political. It should have been, hey, you don't get to treat our brothers and sisters that way anymore, period. Like, we are going to use our voices, we are going to stand up. And instead it's been pulled into these different, if you believe this, then you're this. And if you believe this, well, then you're a snowflake, where it's like, wait a minute, don't we all want the same thing? And I think that, the age of Aquarius is, okay, what is best for humanity? What is best for humanity? Everybody being treated equal. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That resonates with me. Not, okay, we have hierarchies and, what makes sense for humanity? The top 1% get all the money? No. You have to have a GoFundMe for healthcare? No. None of that makes sense for humanity. So we are seeing the systems be dismantled, and it's uncomfortable, and it's also so necessary. And I think, just this Pisces energy is going to say, okay, what's true to you? And my only intention with anything that I do is to truly, one, either activate you, or two, just make you think about something deeper. You know, I don't like to play on the surface level. I did that for a long time, and I realized that that's just not who I am. You know, I think that there is so much more to be found in the depth. And it's funny because I have this, and it's a mermaid. And if you think about mermaids, who knows if they're real, but in the true meaning of a mermaid, they are living in the depths. And I think that, you know, as humans, we stay on the surface where the freedom says, I live free. The freedom is in the depths, because when you go deep inside of yourself, you truly get to know yourself on a soul level. And, you know, I think if more humans did that, this world would be a different place, because you wouldn't be saying, oh, well, you know, I believe this, and so if you believe this, then you're wrong. And, you know, since I don't love that way, then nobody should love that way. And I think that these are just things that are really being brought to the surface. That's like, hey, this world is only working for some people, and it is time that we create a new one. And I think that that's truly what is happening. And, you know, I think that the whole conspiracy and that sort of thing was created to bring us further apart. That's my belief. You know, because Black Lives Matter should have never, ever been political. It should have been, okay, there's a problem. How do we fix it? What do we do? Well, it starts with you, always. Every single problem starts with you. And once you are able to find it within you, you know, you can bring it to the surface and you can begin the healing process. And, you know, healing is linear. It's not, it's not linear. It will take you forward and then back and then sideways. And, you know, I think healing is really spiralic, and there are going to be twists and turns on your healing journey, and it's all beautiful, and it can be painful. But I think as a collective, that is what we need. We need deep healing, because there is freedom in healing. And wow, I've been talking a long time. So let's see what cards want to come through. But I'm telling you, this Pisces energy is taking me deep. If you can't tell. I spent the morning, I took Port on a nice long walk, and we went through the woods, and, you know, before I was listening to a podcast, and then once I got into the woods, it was over, and it was like so synchronistic, because that's just how my life has been working out. But it was just so beautiful, because I had the silence to just connect to myself and nature. And, you know, I was even thinking about like Taylor Swift and her new album, Folklore, and how, you know, she was able to create that because she had the space and the time and the solitude. And I think that, it's one of her best albums. And it just goes to show how beautiful solitude can be. Wouldn't you know it? Alright, well, it is a full moon, so of course, there are things that we still have to let go of. There are contracts that need to be broken, and I think the thing about this is you can see the balance, and there's not balance in our justice system, there's not balance in our banking system, so of course there are contracts that need to be broken. And the thinking woman, I think that there's this belief that women are just supposed to be, feminine and not have logic, but I think the balanced feminine, uses both her masculine and her feminine, and there is logic, and there's so much wisdom to be found in different books and that sort of thing, and there's not just one way. Hostilities, we see this, right? We see this playing out, and it's heartbreaking. And for me, I'm always going to choose people over buildings or profit. And there is this macho, tough guy hostility that I see in the collective that's like, well, you're not going to burn down our buildings. Well, why are they burning down the buildings? Like, what? Are you listening to what they're asking for? Or are you just, getting out your sword and saying, well, I'm going to take care of it? No. Listen. I'm begging you. Please listen. We got this last time. The angel of balance. There is this war between the masculine and the feminine, and I think that, it's because there is the unhealed masculine and there is the unhealed feminine. And until you really do the work and do the healing, nothing is going to change. Even in my own life, like, relationships are my biggest teachers. And I know that it's not somebody else who's in charge of my healing. Like, it's on me. And it's that self-awareness, and it's that knowing that, okay, I have rejection wounds, I have abandonment wounds, I can't blame this other person for bringing that up in me, but I have to acknowledge it when it comes up. And that has taken years, and it is a journey, but finding that self-awareness and wanting to go deeper within yourself, I think really allows you to say, okay, I know my worth, I know my value, I know my gifts that I have to give to this world. So yeah. Oof. And I don't know. Pisces full moon, man. Let's see what Ooh, Goddess wants to come through. Home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. And, I feel like as fall gets closer, our homes do get cozier. And I think that maybe even sometimes just having a conversation with somebody in your home could improve it. I think that sometimes we sweep things under the rug and it creates a lot of tension and hostility rather than saying, okay, let's just be honest with each other and say what it is that we desire in our home. So that message just came through. Let's see what Sacred Rebel wants to come through for this full moon in Pisces that has just got me diving in the depths. The depths of my soul. Release the dark wound. Let love live. Well, and wouldn't you know it, it's a fish, which is Pisces. And look at the ripples, and it's going to dive beneath the surface. And yeah, feeling that so deeply. If we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not yet ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you are thinking of publishers before you have even written the book, if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different? Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly binned their project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted. They were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others, or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation of your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be, without judgment, without criticism, even without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. If you have drawn this card along with the Oracle of Defend the End, the Worthwhile, or the Oracle of New Birth, guarded vigilantly, then the above message is amplified. If you are asked to act on this immediately so that your path can continue under the protection of grace and wisdom. And, this being a Pisces full moon in a Virgo season, that feels very, very resonant, because in my last video I said Virgos are they're perfectionists. They want things to be perfect, and you can be your worst enemy, but we need your gifts in this world more than you know. So if you have something that can benefit humanity, that can, lead people deeper into themselves, or just be a bright light in this dark world right now, share it. Share your gift. Alright, let's see what Miracles Now card wants to come through for this Pisces full moon. I can find peace in every breath. Yeah, your breath is what keeps you present. Anytime you feel like you're pulled out of your body, focus on your breath. And I have a feeling that there will be many more times where we feel pulled outside of our body, but just come back to center, come back to your heart, and breathe. Alright, you guys, I'm sending you so much love. I don't know if you can hear Porter in the background snoring, but she is. She clearly feels relaxed. But I hope that this is a beautiful full moon for you. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm sending you so much love, and have a beautiful now, and I will see you soon.